Do you even M81, bro? A little bit late. Just got home a few minutes ago. Just got back here, anyways. Type out, let us know when you're here. How's the picture look? How's the sound? What would you like to discuss? Homestead, what up? James Richard, Rannon, what up? Tom, Peck, how are you? Everybody have a good day. Did you guys do anything super cool today? Warlike, Papa Mike. Looks and sounds good, good. Tamales, that sounds good. What'd you put in them? Spent a lot of money today. Dragon, what'd you buy? Spent the day on a Bobcat, nice. Tracks or wheels? I'm sure Kentucky knows that tracks is the only way to go. Why are you so angry? Pork shoulder. Aurora, what's up? New truck, nice. By choice, I hope. That was planned. How did the cats not try to kill? So we had two baby possums. They came out of the burn or so ago. They were in here. And the cage they were in was not secure. The cats actually were on top of the cage and the cage came undone before I had the hog ring pliers. So they were out in here. We assumed that they were just out of the building. Last night at 11 o'clock, Amanda realized that the cats were all in the same place and something was going on. And that possum was under this shelf here. So I grabbed him and he is now in. He's never been outside. That possum has never been in the wild. Like we bottle fed those possums originally. Clear grips came for 1911 build. Cool. What are clear grips? Like they're actually clear, you can see through them. Canyon AT4 right on. You like possums better than raccoons, really? Thanks for the tip on drying apples with cinnamon and sea salt. Yeah, they're great, aren't they? They're really good. You don't even have to put sugar on them. Is that the new pet cat you got? It's one of the two that we had, Pierre. That we thought they were out of the building. I thought they were gone. That thing's been living in here for 6 months and nobody has seen it. I don't know what it's been eating. And I don't know where it's getting water from. Like we don't have water or food out where the cats can get it. They have to get back in these, kennels. Had a squirrel, man. I saw a really cool squirrel cage today. It's a giant hamster cage, made in like the early 1900s. They wanted $1,000 for it. It had a big, huge wheel on the side. Like it was on the outside of the cage, so the animal would go through this round hole and then run on the side of the cage. Yeah, a lot of people have raccoons as pets. You can have them here. I know a place you can go buy raccoons, foxes, all kinds of stuff, whatever you want. Bobcats, lynxes, right here in Tennessee. I fucked up a bunch of tubing, building roll cages. Easy to build a single piece to fit. Really hard to build a mirror image duplicate. Yeah, never had a possum kill a chicken. No, I haven't either. I've gone and actually seen possums asleep in nest box with chickens. Maybe eat some eggs, but I've never seen it. You've never seen a video of it, that's for sure. Got it. I got to catch up on sleep right on. Got up at 4 a.m., 4 hours early. Yeah, man, sometimes that's your body. Sometimes your body needs that. I was just eating ribeye off the bone, Pierre. Pierre and I went to dinner tonight. Several of us, Pierre's father and Amanda, went to dinner. And I had a big bone-in ribeye. Had a lot of food, actually. So I brought part of the bone-in ribeye home. I was just eating it before I got on here. All right, guys, there's 42 of you on here. I talk to the camera and myself every day for hours at a time, so I don't have that drive right now. So you guys type some stuff out, we'll talk. Otherwise, I have plenty of other shit to do tonight. Possum and my rooster got into a fight. Rooster lived a few days, ended up dying later in the week. You saw the fight? You saw that happen? They sell lynx as pets. Yeah, lynxes. Bobcats, you can have bobcats, Carpathian lynx, Canadian lynx, bobcats. Yep, sure do. If you're interested, I can put you with them. They're actually is it maybe it is an FDA license. They're still a license, like $35 a year for exotics, which is horse shit. Anyways, it's complete horse shit, government overreach. Mark, what's up, man? Colorado governor just passed a law allowing non-U.S. citizens to be police officers. I told you guys. I told you this was coming 2 weeks ago. California's doing it. Illinois is doing it. I think it's Illinois. Any super kit bags coming down the production line? I'm sure there is. Are you the dude that I saw post the thing that said, hey, does anybody have any super kit bags they want to sell? Do I think the mass graves? I watched quite a bit of stuff today of people on the ground in Maui, like, you know, just individual reporting. I didn't see anything about mass graves. I heard him say they had. Did the parents go with the kids? Because we keep hearing 1,000 children or 800 children. If something happened to your kid, wouldn't you be all over the place screaming about it? Especially if we thought it's foul play? Or did somebody round those people up where they can't talk? Or are those people also dead? Could do goats, only have a half acre. I like sheep better than goats. I've had goats. I currently have sheep. FEMA can't pour piss out of their boots. No, but they can get people. If you want supplies, you have to come in and fill this paperwork out and then not let you go. That's what I heard was happening. If you need assistance, you have to go to a FEMA site for assistance, and they are basically holding all those people as residents, captives, or prisoners, and they won't let them go. Pack goats are the only reason I'd ever have goats. Evan Dixon, what's up? Think there's a lack of cell internet connectivity? Yes, Amanda. But you and I watched several videos today of people that were on the ground. Don't you think there would have been parents screaming their heads off that nothing's being done, or they don't have the bodies of their children or anything? Programming radios, I bet you have. Jason Vieira, what's up? My bet is the parents have already signed settlements and hush word. Maybe so. Nope, I don't post about things, just asking to be on the lookout for. Got it. Yeah, I saw somebody asking about it today. More is coming out about cops blocking roads. I've seen a lot of that too. Cops blocking roads and all those, the people having to get out of the vehicles and get into the water because the police block the roads. Thoughts on LWRC rifles? Anybody have any input for him? What the fuck am I supposed to do when I get pulled over and the pig don't even speak English? What a flippin' joke. Yeah. How are they going to arm those people? Those people aren't in the United States legally. That's what Scully said. Scully said, if I'm a police officer and you want to partner me up with somebody who is in the country illegally, I am automatically taking you and arresting you. Toy Town, what's up? Benjamin, what up from Missouri? How are you? Cat Daddy. But don't the Islanders know the government is just there to help you? Yeah. Where was all that government help at? I was watching some guy's channel. He's an investigative reporter. He goes into like all the skid rows. He was at the Skid Row in California, one of them in Los Angeles. He was there on Hawaii, did a video there. The Evan guy charges pirate prices. Arr! You should get an eye patch and maybe a sword. Jason, you were born and raised in Hawaii? Were you born? I assume you've been to Maui? I have not. Benjamin, have a pint of vodka, but I tied a string to it as a safety switch. Not a place to be concerned about. Locals will take care of their own. Have you seen the theories about Hawaii is not legally a state? I have seen those, yeah. I've also seen all the theories about not being a U.S. resident and you don't have to have a driver's license. While maybe it's true. I mean, I've seen our government do a lot of tyrannical shit that they don't, law doesn't seem to exist. Law is only used against you and I. It doesn't work the other way. Another Amish farmer was raided. They came in and told him he couldn't sell his meat. They told him he couldn't even feed his meat to his family or anything. So he did. And a couple weeks later, they came back and they had a U-Haul truck and they took all of his meat and took it to the dump and threw it away. Tactical research just got here. Why are we even paying taxes? That's right, because there's not enough of us that won't. There's not enough that will stand up. One or two guys will, thinking that others will form a line with them. And then when they turn around, nobody's there. So they make a massive example over the few that do what the many should do. DJ, what's up, buddy? That vest that's in that page is a swimmer vest. I made it all out of mesh. I noticed somebody commenting. I think there's some comments in there that I can't see. But it looks like somebody said it's not SOE because there's not a huge grommet. Well, the whole thing's made of mesh. It doesn't need a grommet. Taxes, why do you pay them? Yeah, you pay, by the time you spend your dollar, sources, China, Russia, gain, but I haven't read or heard of folks talking about how the U.S. small business entrepreneurship engine has not even warmed up. Yeah, it's not. It's not. They stifle you. They take people that don't have money and they give them a little bit of money and then threaten them that if they make any more money, they will take that money away. So it keeps them in that vicious cycle. How many people what's the percentage of U.S. citizens that actually are small business owners or entrepreneurs? I don't know the answer to that. I'll bet it's less than 10% though. Just got done rainy. Yeah, it rained here too. And it's going to be 100 tomorrow. Did you get the Planet Fitness stair stepper during the riots? No. No, I have a friend that actually has a gym equipment business. And I don't know if it's flooring or what it is, but the gym manufacturers, like Matrix, for instance, or some broker, does deals like with YMCA and Planet Fitness, and they put all the equipment in there, and I think it stays there for 24 months, and then they do a changeover. So I don't know if it's a lease or what the deal is. It's like flooring, I think. But my buddy goes to the gyms and takes all the equipment out of the gyms, and then he brings it all back in warehouses and catalogs it. And he does, I mean, he's doing like $7-10 million equipment at a time over a 6-week period. So he's got a building that's a little bigger than mine that they just built. Well, it's actually quite bigger than mine that he just built. All air conditioned and everything. And he's close here. He owns a gym here about 10-15 minutes from me. So we can buy whatever we want. Like I bought that stair stepper for, I think I paid $2,000 for that thing. My intention was to vinyl wrap it, and I just never have. Just, you know, put multicam black on it or something. I've got an AMT trainer up there. I've got a couple bikes. I've got some ARC trainers. I got a treadmill. $75 in Paris? I don't think we're 75, buddy. Let's see. Let's see what ours is. We're 75 right now. Yeah, we're 95 tomorrow, man. There's something like a crack on. Random as fuck. But what does a power bill run on a plate? That's what the power is here. But like we have 4 air sets running at least 16 hours out of the day, 5 days a week. Today, there's 2 air sets running all day. 3,000 to 3,500. In the winter, it drops down to 3,000, but the gas bill goes up because we're on natural gas here. Very odd, North Carolina, hot as hell. Yeah, it seems way hotter here too, guys. 33 million small businesses in the U.S., 27 million have no employees. Love the Scott, what's up, buddy? As of, are we running? Is anybody seeing this? Okay, good, I see it, we are, okay. 2020, approximately 7.3% of the U.S. population are small owners or self-employed individuals. This percentage has seen fluctuations over the years and can vary based on various factors. Ryan from Mississippi, well, welcome, man. How did you get here? How did you find us? And while we're talking about gym equipment, guys, if anybody is looking for something, full gym stuff, you know, full gym for your house, gym for your corporation, or just individual pieces, I can put you with a couple different people that I know that do that stuff. I also have some friends that have companies that make brand new equipment also. Telling the taco lady that it's not usually this hot and humid at the same time. Yeah, they're from California too, right? So this is all new to her. What is some weird shit you've heard about Maui? It all feels off about it. Why'd the blue stuff not burn? Are we gonna find out that that's some bullshit or is it real? I feel like they say every year this is the hottest summer cold. Yeah, I feel that too. I'm only 28. I do feel that way. Yeah, for sure. And also, I'm 52, right? So as I get older, maybe my tolerances are a little bit lower to it, right? I've lived this long. I don't have to go outside and prove how tough I am. I can just, wear more clothing. So with more clothing, it's more bulky and you sweat more. Took my border collie down to the creek today to find a pool for him to lay in. So Dean, I've got a 100-gallon trough up top and a 200-gallon trough. No, I have a 65 and 120. And it's been getting, I thought I had a crack in the bottom because I filled them up. When it rains, it tops it off. But when it starts getting lower, I fill it up with a hose. Well, today I was feeding the rabbits and the big dog, Hera, she was in there like pawing at it, like she was scooping water up onto her belly. I don't know why she doesn't just sit down in the water. But that's where the water's been going. The dogs were very hot today. Yeah, the alarm system. Yeah, I've seen. We watched quite a bit on that today, actually. Gonna have to get the blue tiles. The Benihana uses. Don't want the space lasers. Yeah. Apparently, there's a FEMA program called Blue Tarp something, Blue Tarp Project or something. The neighbor told me today that I could use 4 acres right next to me to run my sheep on. So nice. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Blue things not burning doesn't make sense to me. Is it real though? Is it real? Like, because some asshole could build that on Chat GPT, and then I would see it, and I would send it to you, and then you'd see it and send it to 2 people, right? Is it real? It is high temps and humidity. Yeah, we were 98% humidity yesterday. I don't know about today. We left here about 12 noon and went into Nashville. Yeah, the winters do seem different too. Do I want to sell any steppers? I don't, but you can talk to Mike Sinsing, who owns all the equipment, and he owns Waverly Fitness, right across from the Walmart in Waverly. How messed up are things that we'll actually believe blue colors will prevent space lasers? Imagine saying that 3 years ago. How crazy is it that you could fabricate the most insane shit and people would be like, oh yeah, our government got caught in all this other shit. Why wouldn't they do that to us? Gerald R. Ford has a laser. A lot of things have lasers on them, yeah. Ronald Reagan, during Reagan times, we had lasers on, I think there were Boeings or something, big heavy jets, airline type planes. They have lasers on them. So imagine what we have now. The feeling this winter is going to be particularly bad. They keep saying it's going to be. And they're trying to ban all your wood-burning stoves and gas stoves. They want to ban natural gas appliances. Think about that. We know that California can't charge the bullshit electric cars they have, and they're not even at 10% capacity of cars. And they want to ban natural gas for you. Why is that? Field Tack, what's up, man? Yep, banning generators, banning natural gas stuff, Ants are everywhere, stocking up. Yep. Yep. Metal T-posts and 3-wire electric nice. Yeah, you'll never comply. Let me tell you how this happens, right? Some little ninny reports you for some silly shit. Some local government person comes out, asks you about it. You tell them to fuck off. So then they show up with some more government people with guns. And it could go a couple of ways. You do what every U.S. citizen should do. And they crawl away broken and bleeding, but they come back with more stuff and armored vehicles. And then they negotiate with you that you come out, or we're going to, because what's going to happen is they're going to kill your family. As they've shown over and over they will do. They'll just kill your family. It's always your neighbors who report you. Yeah, and it's somebody. Think about it, guys. You're in gun groups and tactical groups, right? There's always some dude in there that asks a question and a bunch of people jump on him. Or some guy that says he's going to do something that should be his right and freedom, but who's going to regulate him, right? Oh, they call you out and tell you how that's illegal. I was just looking out for you. If you were looking out for him, why did you point out in front of a ton of people that he was doing something that could get him in trouble? Why wouldn't you just quietly tell him, hey man, just so you know, in case you don't, you probably shouldn't be posting that on the internet, and you should probably pull that down. It makes them cool because they fucking smack. Who's going to tell on you? Like if you had a bump stock, right? I think that bump stock bullshit. I don't know. But let's say you had a bump stock and then they made him illegal and they started rounding him up. Who's going to tell somebody you had the bump stock? It's going to be somebody you know because they knew you had the fucking bump stock. Try to keep an eye out on the chat. I've always wondered why I couldn't see some comments you were responding to at the top of the chat box. Switch from, top chat to live chat. Yeah, I'm actually not on live chat either. Let me switch. Wouldn't it be nice if they just fucking started the thing how you left it? Because they could totally do it. Why don't they just leave it as you want it to be? I have no neighbors, Montana. You know what my point is though, dude. If somebody tells on you, it's somebody you know that did it. And they don't get anything for it. All electric jets. They should push that bullshit cars on us if they, yeah, they all have jets, multiple jets. Do you know a lot of the guys that are going to the World Economic Forums and all that bullshit? You know they take 2 and 3 jets. Do you know they send a jet ahead because they don't want to have to go through turbulence? Do you know that? They actually pre-run the flight. What criteria separates? I don't know. I have no idea, man. Maybe people that are following my page versus people that are not. People who have interacted a certain amount of times. Maybe people that I have interacted with on their comments on my videos. I don't know what the criteria is. I just took 2 old busted up handguns I inherited in odd calibers to a local gun buyback. Picked up ammo. Right on. People trip over themselves. Yeah, they do. Think about that, man. Think about it. You want to see a really good example? Go on Facebook or YouTube and look at that 4-mag war bag short that I made 6 weeks ago. I got comments on it yesterday. I get notifications every day of comments on that video. Most of them are talking shit. And all those guys talking shit on that video, they look like we do, right? I always go to their pages because I want to know what their lives look like. We seem to have all the same interests. All the Trump were arrested. Yeah, I saw that. Yes, do we have a locals? I do have a locals page. Nobody fucking uses it. I posted on it every day for months. People are lazy. It's there. You ever wonder if you have Fed boys in your... Oh, I'm sure. I would assume that you always do, man. Every time we have an event, I would assume that there's a federal agent there. The first few big parties we had, we always had dudes show up and talk about their homemade machine gun. And I'm like, why are you telling me that? You and I don't even know each other. It's always the... I could be wrong. But the dude that shows up and wants to talk about something illegal, I would assume that's always the federal agent or one of them. Got your sling that just got my sling that can go single point to double point. Love it. Nice. I'm glad you like it, man. 10% all these chats are fed. Even if they're not, guys, you need to realize that since the beginning of these things, right? Since the beginning of this, you need to assume that every single thing you have said or sent has been recorded, right? Because when they want you, they will then assign a team of analysts and they will find your crime. And if they don't find a crime, they will definitely fabricate one for you. How frequent are federal agents at the... Oh, I don't know. I think you should always assume there's always one there. Just like at a gun show or anywhere. You should just operate as though everything you say has a record of it, right? If you operate under that manner, even if you're joking around with your friends. Getting ready to separate the ram and ram lambs from the ewes. Nice. Any red black mesh pockets? I don't think so. I don't think we've ever even made red black mesh pockets, have we? I've got multicam black, which has the red on there, but only in large. I've got Pal's versions. Live chat shows me all comments. The others show about 1/3. When data harvesting centers got in trouble for being in Nevada, they sent them to Ireland. They're not just in Ireland. We have some reciprocity. We have some treaty or some deal with other governments that it's all horseshit, right? Because the U.S. government is not allowed to spy on its citizens. So they do it, and the workaround is to say, well, it came through the UK. Red black mesh tool pods we have, she says. The data harvesting centers got in trouble. Later generations are going to be able to see a lot of our text on... I mean, come on, guys. They're showing you text. They're showing you text from the president. They're showing you text from lawyers. Do you think they don't have yours? You're just not famous enough for them to try to hurt you. But you watch. They have indicted a president 4 times. They've arrested his lawyers. Who's next? Big social media guys. You and I are only a year or 2 downstream from those guys. Yeah, they let it come from the UK, exactly. If you and I did that, though, they would call it interstate commerce. They would charge you with RICO. There's always a rat looking to save themselves. Man, anytime we've had somebody say something that seems shady, I'm just like, hey, man, even if you're a cop, even if you were a federal agent and you did what you're talking about, you would go to prison. I'm not interested in it. You're not going to come in here and bait me with some bullshit. I'm not interested in it. 2024 election? I don't know. I think there's more of a percentage they'll do something so that you don't have an election than there is a chance of having the election. %80 of the people in the federal system are there because somebody told on them. Most of those people are people that they were involved with or that they trusted themselves. How many dudes are in prison because their wife or girlfriend gave them up when she was mad at them? Yeah, the active shooter always gets their entire online presence. Think about that. You don't see any of them MAGA supporting people out there active shooting either. You see them make a big effort to make it look that way, but even that falls apart. Where's the trans activists? Where's the Tranifestum Nashville? Didn't they just have an emergency session to pass red flag laws? They haven't released that fucking paperwork. Why? Because it's going to show they knew she was a threat. She had a friend that said a friend of hers said she called in 10 or so hours earlier and told the police she thought it was a threat. She has a history. I believe there was a history of taking psych medications, yet they still let her purchase firearms from a gun shop. Oh, we're supposed to call her him, though. Brandon Herrera's running, yes. In the wise words of John, if there's not a victim you can't put in front of me, there's not a crime. There shouldn't be if like the state shouldn't be able to be a victim. If they pull you in and take you to court for whatever they take you to court for, if they can't stand somebody to testify in front of everybody that what you did took from them, then they shouldn't be able to prosecute you for it. The black, trans, white supremacist. Look, everybody know who Larry Elders is? This should tell you everything you need to know. Do you know who Larry Elders is? If you don't, type him into YouTube and just listen to any random video of him speaking. He's a black man. I believe he was a colonel after, I believe he had 24 years in the military. Ran for, what did he run for? Congress, perhaps? They called him the black face of white supremacy. Upcoming pandemic is a institute. Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's going to work. They're going to just pass a bunch of shit, but everybody sees through it. I mean, watch any of the fucking videos or shorts out there right now about this shit. Because Biden's pushing it. Like Biden and Jill just did some little press conference that there was a little snippet of. Read the comments in that shit. Do you know why YouTube removed the dislikes? Because when the White House would do a live video, there'd be 10 million dislikes and only a couple thousand likes. That's why they removed that. Solomon, how are you, man? Governor of California. Was there any one incident person that drove you into preparedness? Scott, nah, man. I saw Rambo in the theaters as a child. I saw Red Dawn in the theaters as a child. And then Discovery Channel had something on Nostradamus. And then they had some stuff on like the Yellowstone eruption. It was on from there. We used to call it just survive. You were a survivalist, right? But then the media and the government made survivalist a bad word. So a more benign word is, prepper, and that's now become homesteader. But I think the ultimate goal, because when you kind of find out about this stuff and you're like, that sounds good, I should probably be prepared. What kid doesn't want a backpack and a rifle and a pistol and a four-wheel drive off-road truck, right? Survivalist. But as you get older and things become more important in your life, like your wife and your children, right? You want some place to produce for them, some place that you raise your family, right? So you kind of become a homesteader, especially as you get older and you start to have grandchildren, right? Because we realize we spend the first half of our life raising our children and hope that we raise them in a manner that the other half or the last third of our life will be assisted by the children we raised, right? And as you get older and you can't work the land as you used to, right? When you can't get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and run till midnight every night anymore, you hope that those children will help you do that, and then you will raise their children, right? So we have multi-generations on a piece of land. You have multiple families even on a piece of land. That removes a lot of your problems. A lot of your issues go away when that happens. And if you like, I remember hearing the back to the land movement in the 60s and 70s. Well, I was born in the early 70s, so I didn't know anything about it. But you're seeing that happen all over again, the back to the land movement. Yeah, it takes a village, exactly. And Jordan Peterson will say that, it takes a village. Your child is going to be who your child is going to be by age 3. I think it's even younger than that. M1 Abram. I have to get out of the desert southwest. This place is death waiting to happen. Where are you at, man? My plan originally, when I was very young, I thought Idaho. When I was in prison, I thought I was going to go to Arizona, St. James, or like Williams, Arizona, high desert. People there are hauling water. They're having water trucks deliver it. You use rain catchment and stuff. I mean, that was my thought, because you could get 60 acres of property for 20 grand. That sounded pretty good. Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is fucked if the electricity ever goes off for real. I mean, look at the flooding you have in Las Vegas. Even just a couple weeks ago. Even last week. First thing we did, plant a garden. That's right. Even if it's not a big garden, even if you don't use the garden, it's practice. Definitely puts you in a better mindset when you're out working in soil, when you're outside. It's just practice. And if you can grow a small garden, then you can grow a little bigger garden, and then you can grow a really big garden, right? Because you have the practice, you know how to do it. And if it's in ground, you've developed that soil over the years, right? In the fall, you've put amendments on top of where it was. You've chopped everything down, and then you put down, look up like cover cropping. You can plant things. You never want your soil, just dormant. If we're going to put it dormant, then you use silage tarps. So you could take a place that you've never had a garden, and you can till it and have a wonderful garden for about a month. Then the weeds take over. And the weeds will actually come up taller than your garden and take all the nutrients from the plants that you wanted in your garden and choke them out. But you can put a silage tarp down, just a no light permeating silage tarp, and put that thing down for 60 days, 90 is better. A few months, several months is even better. And it will kill and choke everything out. What happens is the humidity and the temperature raises, and all the seeds that are there sprout. And they chase the light, and they never get the light, so they all die. And in several months, when you pull that tarp back, that land that had never grown anything is rich soil. And now you don't have to fight weeds there. My mom had a decent garden out here in Vegas. I have had zero luck. You're gonna have to amend the soil. You're gonna have to bring in real soil, because there's not real soil, or use raised bed. You're gonna need to amend your soil as though it is raised bed gardening. Look around, Henderson County there. You don't see anything growing out there that looks like garden. There's a reason why. You're gonna have to bring in that amendment. If I bought, because we were gonna buy a place in Henderson, right? It was a 1 acre concrete wall surrounding it. the first thing I would have done is bring in rabbits and start taking all that rabbit manure. I'd bring in rabbits and I'd elevate them. And at the same time, wherever I wanted my garden, I'd bring in a rock rake and get all the rock and debris out of there. And then I would start taking all that rabbit manure and placing it over there. Every month I would scoop out all the rabbit manure and just start building it up. And then I would also start running 4x4 vertical poles. And then I put eye bolts on all the vertical poles. And that way, once I plant my stuff in my soil and it starts to grow up, then I can put shade cloth across the top. Even here in Tennessee, our garden was great for a couple months. And then as the solar pattern shifted a little bit and it got hotter, it started to cook the garden. All I did is put up shade cloth. I have 3 pieces of 20 by 20 shade cloth. And it doesn't just cover 20 by 20. You orient it so that the sun is on the south of it, and that gives you about 40 to 50 feet of shade from that 20 piece. Come to Montana, governor will insulate your, I have good friends in Montana. I actually have several people in Whitefish and around Whitefish, Montana, running pretty successful businesses there. At the next Self-Reliance Festival, we should have the Benton County Sheriff swing in, put everyone on the ground, and then we could figure out who is a Fed. We have some of the sheriffs actually that come out to SRF. We have a pretty good sheriff's department, man. I'm friendly with the sheriff. I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're friendly. And I mean, if we spent a little more time together, we would definitely be friends. Filled up my brand new SOE micro rig with creek sand and rocks. Tied it off with old poly wire. Threw it in the pond to some old poly wire. Pulling it out. Oh, because you're trying to neutralize the smells on it. I think there's something in the soil from tenants before. Been working it. Landlady is chipping in on the water bill. We have a military camo tarp for shading. Good. Chuck, just dig some of the soil out, man. Dig out 24 inches of the soil where you want the garden to be. Pile it somewhere else and just bring in some real soil. Stop fucking with the old soil. Just bring in, dig it out of there. Even if you have to use a mini excavator or whatever. Now you said landlord, so I don't know what your housing situation looks like. Anybody I knew that lived in Las Vegas or around there lived in Henderson, and the houses were all spread out quite a ways, and they were typically walled off. Each one was, had a concrete wall or block wall around it. So we could always, if we needed to, we could put equipment in there, do whatever. I don't know what your situation is. David, what up, man? Chuck? Yeah, raised bed gardens is great, man. Just build a few raised bed gardens, add a few each year. I like raised bed gardens because we can move them around as we need to. Now, I have a skid steer with forks, which helps immensely. But I mean, you could even build your raised bed gardens where you just have some tubes on the side so you could put handles in them and carry them like a chariot or an ark, right? 2 people makes it way easier to move them. Josh, what's up, man? I think there's something in the soil. Filled up brand new SOE micro. Come to Montana, Self-Reliance. My mom had a decent garden out in. Okay, I think we've read all these guys. Wife and both my younger daughters and I trying to figure out where to move to. Trying to get out of San Diego. One of my oldest graduates high school. This year we're leaving. So we left San Diego, buddy. We left San Diego and came to Tennessee. Scott, who is in here commenting, is leaving San Diego. His family just left San Diego a week ago, and he leaves in a couple weeks, I believe, and they are also coming to Tennessee here. So the industrial casters won't work here. and they probably won't work where he is. Industrial casters would work great on concrete. I have gravel. Like, I put down gravel. Even the wheels on the roller carts don't work well here on gravel. Small yard, walled off. I can look out the window and see the stratosphere. Man, we went to the stratosphere a lot when I was younger, like 25. We went to the stratosphere, I don't know when the last time I went to Vegas was, 5 years ago maybe? 6, 7 years ago. We went to the stratosphere, and it was fucking broke down. It was like some Jerry Springer shit in there. It was literally like they ran a, if you, for every 5 packs of Bud Light you buy, you get to bring you and your family member to the stratosphere. That's literally what it was like. It was like a trailer park in that place. Inflatable tires, right on. Use grow bags a few times. Yeah, I've taken, we've done hay bales, and I used to eat watermelon every night, so I would go and dump my plate of watermelon seeds on the straw bales, and we grew watermelons that way. We've done pumpkins that way too. And then I've also bought bags of just Miracle Grow soil. Cut the top and just grow right there for the year. Sweet potatoes, James, my sweet potatoes are good. I actually dug one up the other day. There's sweet potatoes in there. I have not put the sweet potatoes under shade cloth, and they're starting to kind of turn brown maybe, so they might have run their course. But I don't remember them doing that before. Like, I've run sweet potatoes and just left them in till over the winter even with snow, and then they were still fine. They didn't really like turn color, but this year they are. I really think there's some bullshit in the air. I really think that it has something to do with what they're spraying in the air. I'm east of the worst of that. Feel safer here than some of the nicer neighborhoods. Is there enough depth for them? James, I'm raising them exactly how I have the last 5 or 6 years. Always heard no state tax in Tennessee. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We pay higher sales tax, though. We got 10% sales tax. Actually, it's variable from county to county, I guess. I didn't know that either. It's all the nuclear radiation in the whole valley of Vegas, maybe 2016-ish. Left Cali at 20. Yeah, we haven't looked back, man. I have no reason to go back to California. We went back to California probably 5, 6, 7 years after we had left, and it was a fucking shithole. I know people, because you're immune to it. You are desensitized to it. When you leave California and you're gone for 6 months or a year and you go back, you realize just how trashed everything was. Never thought about shade cloth for my garden. It's our first year gardening, and this Tennessee heat. Man, Ronnie, it makes a huge difference, and it's so easy to do. You can, I used the net tarps from Tractor Supply, and they used to be like 50, 60 bucks. They're 120 bucks now. They work great. They're super, super durable. I bought some shade cloth off Amazon, which is the same exact stuff, same video and everything that Beaver sells. And it works well, but it's not nearly as durable. When it rains, it sags. Not that that's a problem. You'll get a season or two out of it. What happens on a lot of them is the grommets rip out of the corner. So you just do the golf ball trick. You just grab up a bunch of it, put a golf ball there, pull a bunch of it down like you're making a paper, like a ghost, and then just tie it with 550 cord or run a needle through there with thread. And then you take that golf ball that's in that corner and you run some 550 or tubular webbing around it, just girth hitch it, and now you don't need the grommet. Cali's the modern day side of the more, maybe. Trying a bunch of different things, try everything, man. Try everything, and don't listen to anyone when they tell you what won't work. We've taken almost everything some random stranger told us wouldn't work, and we've used all of it. Kevin stays between New York City and California. You're about right. I'd say between, got it. Philippine Nomad, what's up, buddy? Pull your sweet potatoes a week before your first fall frost. Roger. Get a greenhouse, grow tomatoes through the winter. Yeah, we've got a row house here. Henderson and Boulder City have asbestos covered. Yeah, they do, don't they? Remember the rocket plant that exploded? You can still see all the metallic stuff up on the hills from it, I guess. We used to ride dirt bikes all around that valley, all the dry lake bed and stuff. Get out of there! Get! You're about to become outside cats. Replacing you with possums. No sale or state income tax in New Hampshire. However, my property tax on 57 acres is $7,400 a year. House, 2-car garage, 25 by 60 shop. Nevada's getting to be Cali, of course it is. Haji Lego stores, yeah. There was a fake Lego store at Horton Plaza. When I was younger, when we left California, Horton Plaza was nice. We used to go to Horton Plaza and just walk around. Amanda and I we'd go get some food somewhere, see a movie. In the winter, they'd have ice skating like New York had. We went back there when we went to California years ago, after we'd been gone from California for a while. And it was like a refugee camp. I hear it actually is a full-blown refugee there. Nice little boutique shops. We went to the Nordstrom's there, and they had plywood walls up, and it was like a Payless shoe store almost in there. Carson City, different breed of people. PH, get some rest, buddy. Go do whatever it is you're doing. Had my main garden in our driveway island since we've lived here, under a giant oak and fruit trees. It's not shade cloth, but works this way. Dude, you do whatever works, man. Like anything that works, do that. And if you want to try something that you think works better, keep doing the thing that works and try a little bit of the other thing that you want to try. That plant blew all the windows out of our house. It was before my time. Yeah, man, we used to ride dirt bikes all around there. I'd go out there for 3-4 weeks at a time, and we would just ride dirt bikes all over out there. What's that lake on the other side of the hill out there? It's Henderson Lake, right? Is that what it is? The dried lake bed? We'd go out there for MDR races. People would be paragliding around out there. No, not Mead. Not Mead. The dried up lake in Henderson. We used to have 3 inside cats. They each became outside cats as they pissed me off. They make great Yeah, I've got 7 outside cats right now. They started off as inside cats. This one here, he's a little retarded. Like I think he really is. He's got some neurological problems. But he loves to sit in a box. He'll just sit here and just the whole day he'll just be in a box. This one, awesome looking cat. When you want to lock him down and secure him, he hides from Amanda. I'm surprised she hasn't finally just had enough and put him outside. See, he thinks I'm going to kennel him up. We put him in kennels. They're out probably half. They sleep all the time anyways. But the solar arrays, I had no idea. Ain't nothing sadder than an outdoor cat thinking it's an inside cat. Well, he should have been a better inside cat then. Leaving Colorado. Yeah, Colorado seems insane. The more I have. Just the whole, like, you can't. Talked to my sister in North Carolina the other night. They're sacking Dr. Beverly Hills. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Beverly Hills, Tiffany, yeah. Who is, right? It's weird. Every place you have these flash mob break-ins, looks like the same characters. It does not look like fine, outstanding citizens that worked yesterday. Boulder City dry lake bed. There we go. Mostly peaceful. All right, guys. I'm going to jump off of here. I don't think we got an email or a text out tonight. So if you're on our list, just look at the one from last night. If there's something you're thinking you want. If you see something on our text or email list, you better move quickly. That's your opportunity. I'm not here trying to sell you stuff right now. Why Cat's gonna be an elevator cat soon if he doesn't get his shit together. My grandfather said he ran outside and saw a giant yellow plume, put on his paint respirator, and went to get my grandmother from the flower shop. That's awesome, man. Stories, man. Stories. Get as many stories as you can from people older than you. History is made of 2 words. His story. Get those stories so that you can tell them to your kids who are not born yet. Because if you don't tell them your story, somebody else will tell them their story. The PayPal thing? No, we're done. We're dead on PayPal. No. I decoupled PayPal from everything. So if you're a PayPal guy and you need to use PayPal, there's probably some way you can use. Well, you just use your debit card. That's your solution. You just use your PayPal debit card. No, I don't intend to bring PayPal back online. Trying to get him to sit down and record. He was the last class reciprocating plane mechanics in the Air Force. He has seen some shit. Yeah, I'll bet. What if you already made a payment? Well, then you made the payment. I mean, we're not going to come after you for it. Your order's in good standing. Evan, I put over $1 million a year through PayPal. I've got over $20,000 in PayPal frozen right now that I can't touch or do anything with. But everybody hears PayPal. What you better hear is this is going to start happening more and more and more. People's credit card lines of credit are getting lowered. People's credit card minimums or maximums are getting lowered. Money costs more right now. Everybody, and what they're saying is federal regulation, federal things that the feds are making them require. I've had this account with PayPal 18 years. Tax ID, yep. It is theft. It is theft. If you have a business, always have 3, right? If you're using Square and it's great, get you a Stripe account. If you're using PayPal, get you a Square and a Stripe. Get you several merchant accounts. Get you unlinked separate bank accounts. If you got a bank that's great, I'm telling you, you better get another bank. Even if you don't use it, have it ready to go. So when something gets locked at your bank, you can just I don't know what the last thing you heard was. With our business, I wouldn't take PayPal. It always gave me the willies. Good. Going to start masks, then lockdowns, then cash. Yes, you are. I'm not going to. But there will be places we go that will say you have to wear a mask, and we will say, okay, we will never be here again. Make taxation theft again, yeah. Yeah, backup, that's right. Highly recommend multiple bank accounts and credit card processors. We used Helkim and QB, QuickBooks. Recommend both highly. Great fee schedules, especially Helkim. I've not heard of them. Anybody who doesn't know what Public Square is should check out Public Square. Public Square has millions of users on there now. And basically, you go on Public Square and you pick restaurants, venue, clothing, medical, and they're all freedom-minded businesses. When everybody was doing lockdowns and requiring employees to take the vaccination, nobody on Public Square did. So if you wanted to go out to eat and not wear a mask, you went on Public Square, and everybody on Public Square that listed their restaurant, they didn't require masks. They didn't require their employees to do all the bullshit. Make taxation theft again. Is that one of my shirts? Public Square. I'm not either. One of the coolest things was my school saying no to the vaccines. Good. Public Square. Yeah, Public Square. Check them out. We had some. The guy that started it was out of San Diego. I think he's been on Rogan. He's definitely been on Tim Pool. We had 2 reps from Public Square here at Self-Reliance Festival. Luke Chakowski. I have a conspiracy. Every time they talk, you talk 2 facts they don't like. I think that's the case. I think you're right. Is it even a conspiracy any longer? I would say that most of your largest conspiracy theories are just prophecies. Are they even prophecy, right? It's just something that is happening that 6 months from now, they're going to get caught after they denied it. Oh, Dragon, you're saying your shirt's from Luke. Got it. Luke copied our shirt, which is cool. That's fine. Because at the same time, we copied somebody else's. But we did it before Luke did. Luke likes SOE tactical gear. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. Everybody have a good night. We have a lot of videos went up to YouTube this week, so if you haven't checked them out, check them out. If you're watching any of my videos, leave some comments. That helps you see more of my videos. And it also helps other people see my videos. Tim is gay for Luke. Philippine Nomad, be safe, buddy. Something about imitation being yeah, I don't care, man. Guys, I make 120 shirts. Every Monday, 120 shirts. We don't ever rerun any of them, hardly. We rerun maybe 5 of them. I only have 120 to sell. We sell everything. I don't give a shit if somebody else took the exact same shirt and made it. Latest pulling the thread was awesome. Thank you, man. All right, guys.